This episode of the Nerf Herder Council is brought to you by Audible. Visit audibletrial.com/NHC for your 30-day trial and a free audiobook download.
Hi, this is Joseph Williams, son of John Williams, and you are watching the Nerf Herder Council.
Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking Nerf herder!
You can't use that word! Only we can use that word!
You're tuned in to the Nerf Herder Council, your source for Star Wars opinion, conversation, and debate. Featuring your hosts, JT.
Stormtrooper armor deflects everything except Orback hooves. They're like a horse version of Thomas the Tank Engine.
AJ.
Yeah, Rebels is a lot like our show, where we think we have a good idea and then it just fails in execution.
On this episode of the Nerf Herder Council, we're digging into Disney's answer to Star Wars 1979's craptastic The Black Hole. Is it terrible? Or is it a cult classic? Or is it both? This is the Nerf Herder Council. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Nerf Herder Council. I am your host, JT. We are live on Facebook and YouTube, both our own and those of the Virtual Cantina Network. If you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to click that like button and click that subscribe button. Smash that notification bell so that you are notified every time we go live. We are brought to you by Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/NHC for your 30-day trial and a free audiobook download. If you would like to get customizable Nerf Herder Council swag, just go to shop.nerfherdercouncil.com. For example, I think we figured out how to get around the copyright infringement thing so you can have our official Chewbacca's family shirt. If you saw that episode, it's amazing and it looks great. So check that one out. Or if you would like to get Virtual Cantina Network swag, just go to tpublic.com/user/virtual-cantina. Without further ado, let me bring on my esteemed co-host. He's much better looking than I am, but not nearly as dashing and debonair as I am. So, AJ, what is going on, man?
Hey, man, it's been a while. How you been?
No, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to this. Unfortunately, I didn't have time today to watch the 2 episodes of Bad Batch that they released, but I did have time while I was working. I had the Black Hole downloaded on my tablet, and I basically had it on twice. So I kind of, Mike Delicart.
It's a really unfortunate movie title, isn't it? Like, when you say you had the Black Hole downloaded, I'm just not thinking about a Disney movie.
That's really, I see what you're doing. Yeah, just so you know, guys, there might be bad language on the Nerf Herder Council, and the views of the Nerf Herder Council don't necessarily reflect those of the Virtual Cantina Network. So there you go. Mike Delicart, good to see you.
Come on now.
Mike Delicart says, I love the Black Hole. See, Mike, that's why we're going to get into it. Like, I described it in our post as craptastic, but I like it better than AJ does. I mean, it's definitely got its flaws, but I'm looking forward to talking about this because it's definitely conversation worthy, I think would be the best way to phrase it. So, but yeah, like I say, getting to the Bad Batch, because I know we wanted to touch on that a little bit. Did you get a chance to watch the 2 new episodes today?
I did. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay. So how is it? I mean, first of all, I've loved it so far. This is my favorite season so far. I really like Mike Delicart. Let's get into the Black Hole. I'm ready to dive in deep. Oh my gosh. This is my favorite season of the Bad Batch so far. I like how tight the story is. It's linear. Last season to me, and I think we talked about this before, had a lot of filler type episodes. And
Yeah.
I still really liked it, but it kind of was like, okay, where are we going? Why are we pod racing? Why are we stuck on a planet with some dude stealing our ship? So I have really enjoyed what I've seen so far. So how are the 2 new episodes?
I'm really glad that they're going with this whole release model of like, if there's a cliffhanger, they just give you both parts. Because where episode 6 cuts off, to go all old school, I mean, that would definitely be an "oh, come on" moment,
That bad, huh?
Like, well, it really plays as one episode.
Okay.
I think they wrote it as one episode and then just like hit, to make it into 2. It wouldn't really make sense as a cliffhanger.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So yeah, I mean, it's great episodes, good character development. They do some good callbacks to previous seasons. I'm purposely going spoiler free because they just came out today, so I don't want to, bias anybody.
Even us, even we sometimes can go without spoilers.
yeah. But no, it keeps up the positive streak. I think it moves the plot forward and doesn't waste anyone's time in the process. So I think it's really cool.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's like I said, they've just done a great job with this, and the fact that they brought basically a dog into the mix. I love that, obviously.
Yeah.
So big fan of Batcher or Betcha.
Betcha.
You betcha. But yeah, the whole Crosshair being reintegrated thing was cool, and when they brought Echo back, that was pretty cool to get them all back together and whatnot. And I guess now we're just all playing the waiting game to see if Tick is actually alive or dead, or what happens there. So that's another thing.
Yeah, the one thing I'll say about these episodes, which is cool, is that whole continuity thing, like you were talking about. They just got Crosshair back, and and no one's really quite sure if they can trust him, and that carries through. So he's got a lot to answer for to a lot of different people, and they're keeping that running. It's not just like, oh, he's back. Okay, we trust you again. You're fine.
Like, no, that guy's an a-hole. Like, I don't know, man. All right, Mike Delicard says that Tech is dead. Well, I don't see, Mike. We talked about this on a previous episode, and I mean that's the simple way to look at it. But they just always, there's always these curveballs, So I could easily see him, still being alive somehow. We didn't see him die. I mean, we all know Han Solo is still alive. We didn't see him die, and Luke Skywalker proved that he's alive. In The Last Jedi, because it says, wait, where's Han? Because he reached out with the Force and saved him from the fall. And we know that, you can do Force healing. So Han Solo's out there somewhere. We know that for a fact. So, Mike says, somehow Tech returned. That's the answer for everything, isn't it? It's like, you just do that. So, but yeah, I mean, they've just, I think the writing has just been excellent with this. I'm interested to see where the story goes, because, they're doing this whole, we got to rescue the clones type of deal. And we don't see a lot of ex-clones after this time period. So, okay, where are they? Like, I kind of think it'd be funny if they get there and just have this, like the whole thing fails and they just get like blown away. Like, you get through all 3 seasons of the show only to have them just die. Like, oh, we failed.
Just massacred.
Exactly. Yeah. Jeff Caffrey says, hey there, good to see you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Mike, I don't know if that's a spoiler, but Mike says, we're getting Asajj, who actually died. Yeah, that's interesting.
It is one of the big question marks of the season, isn't it? And they've gone on record as saying they recognize the events of Dark Disciple, so they're not going to contradict it. They're going to write around it somehow.
Yeah, that's somehow Asajj returned. See, that's all you ever have to say. That's all you ever have to say. It works in perpetuity. That's beautiful, man. So anyways, yeah, I'm really digging the new season of Bad Batch. How about you?
Yeah, I'm loving it. I think we talked about this off air, where having known it was the final season heading into it, I think they put all killer and no filler in this.
Yeah,
like there's none of that season 2 nonsense where they're just kind of meandering about. It's every single episode has something to tie in with the larger story, and I love that. Absolutely love that. It's like a victory lap for the whole series, you know.
I agree. I wish it was longer than just these damn 3 seasons. You know, it's weird. Like, it makes me want to go back and watch Clone Wars, which is what I was hoping for it to do in the first place. But then I'm still kind of on the fence because it never gets traction for me. So, you know, do I dig in again and try and do that? Or, you know, I mean, I guess I'll have to, but
I mean, you can at least hit the highlights, right? Like, there are some inconsequential story arcs in the Clone Wars. So if you want to just, and that's the nice thing about that format is with, you know, 4 episodes tying into one larger story, you can just pick and choose. You don't have to actually sit through the entirety of all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, and I'm watching it in like, not in release order, but like the chronological order that they have, listed on StarWars.com. So I think I've gotten like 15 episodes deep or something is the furthest I got. But yeah, I think some of those early ones are kind of a slog. So, but we'll see. Like I say, I eventually I have to get through it. There's just no 2 ways about it. I have to get through it. So,
I think even Star Wars knows that they're running low on content because I went to their website today and it's just nothing but Bad Batch from like
I noticed
top
that.
to bottom.
Yep. I looked to see it.
Well, to talk about Star Wars content, you and I were talking about this. I found one reference online that says they're doing a 4K release in theaters for May the 4th weekend of the original and the prequel trilogies. And we're like, oh my God, is this happening? And I've been looking everywhere for confirmation, and only that one site has the report. So I'm thinking that's bullshit. Well,
I hope they release it, but it better not be one weekend. Cause like I say, on May the 4th, I got to go play a stupid, shitty casino gig in Indiana. That's like, it's low paying. It's an ungodly pain in the ass to get in and out of there. It's just, ugh.
And I'm going to be running down into and back up out of a really giant hole in the ground. So I've got stuff to do.
Would you say it was like a black hole?
I was going to. It was supposed to be a clever segue, but since you've wrecked it, you want to just talk about the movie now?
I stole it from you. Well, before we do that real quick, we do have to take our victory lap. Our Star Wars trivia team, the Aluminum Falcons, went to an official 12-0 record last Wednesday night. That was the funniest thing was we're sitting there playing and AJ says, you know, I remembered something this week that would be a great trivia question. It was like, you know, what system was Han and the Falcon in and whatnot before they landed on Bespin? He's like, it's the Anoat system. And I was like, oh man, I would have totally forgotten that. Like they kind of gloss right over that. So literally 15 minutes later, AJ's like, I got to take a piss. So he gets up, leaves the table. They ask the next question. What system were Han and Leia in before landing at Bespin? I was like, oh my God, get back here. I want to put this answer in, but I want to make sure. So the one thing he mentions actually comes up as a question. And I'm like, holy crap, man. So that was pretty funny. And there was definitely, we had the nerd moment where they asked what planet Han and Chewie were on when Han asked him to be his partner. And of course, everybody knows it's Mimban. And then they came up with, was it Devereaux or Delavore?
Yeah, Deveron.
Deveron. And I was like, no, it's not. No. So I had to be that guy to go up to her and be like, yeah. And I didn't want to be a jerk, but it's like, I'm too competitive. I can't handle losing points when I shouldn't lose points. That makes me mad.
Oh yeah. And those poor hosts had just been beaten down by everybody.
Yeah.
Like they were just there. They just worked at the bar. They weren't Star Wars nerds. They didn't write the questions or anything. And they're asking questions like, name the actors who played the following characters. And, you know, one of them was like Darth Vader. We're like, well, shit, in which movie?
Sure.
Are you talking the guy in the suit or the guy who provided the voice?
Right.
Like, details matter in these questions. And they're just like so done with it. Done with it.
Like, what the hell are you talking about? And we're like, oh, don't worry. We'll cover for you here. Like, we got this. So that was pretty funny. And, but it was a great time, man. And it was, it was interesting because, they miscalculated our point total. So of course I had to, I was like, I had already gone up once. I'm like, AJ, go tell them they counted wrong. Cause we had missed only one question and they had us like, as we had missed like 2 or 3. And I was like, oh no, you don't. No, we worked our ass off.
Well, they hadn't recalculated our total from the corrections that we made.
Yeah.
So that actually worked to our benefit though, if you recall, because we were not winning heading into the final question where they had to bid points. And I think what the first place team did was they bid fewer points because they only bid what they thought they needed to outpace everybody else. So when we showed up with having extra points and we went whole hog, full 20 points on that final question, we overtook them because they didn't bid enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and you know what? Go hard or go home. They chickened out. They chickened out, and we went for the gusto, and we ended up winning. I mean, rule number 76: play like a champion, and we did. And as a result, the Aluminum Falcons are 12-0. And I will say that, like, and I hate to do this, like, this. Mimar, good to see you. She says details. Jeff, Jerky McJerkface. Oh my God, Winnie McWinbros. Yep, yeah. I'm sorry, man, but I take this shit seriously. Like, I don't mind losing, but like there was a 13th one that we don't count because we actually caught the team that won cheating. So and you're not going to go up to like that one. You can't go up to the host and go, that guy's cheating.
Right.
So we were like, all right, well, this doesn't. No. Below the hard deck does not count. So there's a little cross reference, but yeah, I'm sorry, man. Like we went for the whole hog and we got it. And we did say it was kind of funny. Like when they were announcing like the team points, like the lower the points that the team had, like the dumber their name was. Like you could tell who were like the really nerdy Star Wars fans because we had the best names. But then you had like the team that got like 3 questions right. They're like the Nerf Herders. And we were like, okay. Hey, well, look, we're the Stormtroopers. So it's like, yeah. So I don't want to be an ass or anything, but it's like, you could do better than that. We're smarter than this. So
yeah, we held our own pretty well. I think we did a good job trading off each other. There was some stuff where I was like, I don't have a friggin' clue. And then other times you were like, AJ, bail us out. Like,
yep.
Got you, bro.
Well, and it's like, because I have like a panic, like you can answer stuff immediately and I take a second because I question myself.
Dude, Star Wars Trivial Pursuit tells a very different story. You're always the one crushing me with fast answers.
Well, that was in the video version that came out around the time of episode 3. But in the normal games, I have to sit there for a second because I psych myself out. Like I know the stuff, but I get nervous. By the way, would you guys like to see us do a Star Wars Trivial Pursuit night? We've been thinking about doing that as maybe like a WTF Friday or something like that coming up. So sound off in the chat. Let us know. I want to do it. I mean, you do it with the Lego build. You've got the camera, so you could have the board there. I mean, that would be awesome. So I think we should do it personally. I'd be all in for that. So, all right. Mimar's in. She says, yeah, do it. There we go. Jeff Caffrey says, I used to frequent a Simpsons trivia show, and one time a new guy showed up to play, and his team name wasn't a Simpsons reference like most. It was Andrew. What's your team name at Simpsons Trivia? Archie and the Bunkers. What? Huh? What the hell?
Dunder Mifflin.
Angry Monkey. Wrong show, dickhead. Oh my God. All right. So let's get into the heart of the conversation here. So I wanted to talk about the black hole. It is like why'd
you do this to us again?
I can't say it's a favorite of mine, but it's a fascinating movie to me. And when I found out that you hadn't seen it, I was like, ooh, this will be good. And going back and rewatching it, I actually had not seen it as a kid. I had like the 45 like record and the accompanying book and stuff like that. And I just know that the pictures combined with the sound scared the crap out of me. And when I finally saw the movie years later, it's like, man, this really is freaking dark. Like, this is not like a fun, this is not Star Wars. It ain't. And this was
right.
This was targeted at the Star Wars audience. So, before we dive in, okay, your first impression, because you were texting me after like during watching, like, why the hell did you do this to me, and what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you were not enjoying.
Yeah, I have to apologize to my girlfriend and her son for making them suffer through that with me. Like, you damn near cost me a relationship, bro.
I didn't. The black hole did.
Everything gets sucked into a black hole.
So.
Yeah. When you talked about not having seen it, I timed it out for the first 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Nobody's seen it.
Yeah.
It's a friggin' black screen with music playing. Like, I stopped and started the thing and looked it up on like multiple devices to make sure that my stream wasn't screwed up. Like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
Then you get the credits. So still nothing has happened yet except for some really bad music is played. I do not like that soundtrack at all. So it's like 4 minutes in before any dialogue, anything of the movie even starts. Like, if you want to just piss off your audience right out the gate, that's a good way to do it.
Well, the whole
someone was very proud of their work and really shouldn't have been.
Well, I mean, it's like that whole black screen with just music right off the bat. You're like, what the F is this? Like, I did the same thing. I was like, wait a minute. I thought that like my tablet was screwing up, and that there was supposed to be something on the screen while the music was playing, like the opening credits or something. And it's like, nope, that's just what it does. And
yeah, I thought it was like an audio, like a syncing error where there actually was footage and it would like come in 2 minutes too late or something. And no, that's just how it is. How they thought that was going to grab the Star Wars crowd of all people. Like, Star Wars starts out huge with a bombast and a fanfare and ships flying in from overhead, and this is their response. This is what they think that fan base is going to want.
That's one of the most fascinating things to me. And I'm you know what it feels like to me, dude? It feels like the way that the MCU keeps getting it right, pretty much. And DC's like, well, because they're doing that, we're going to go darker and cooler. It's like, well, no, don't think so. And this is like the black hole is like the DC Comics version of Star Wars. So like, yeah, Mike Delicard says it's a black hole. It is, man. It's like, what am I getting into? Jeff Caffrey says, I always hated those round floaty droids design, etc. Maximilian looks pretty badass though. Yeah, it was. It's weird, man. Like this is not a happy movie. Like that fanfare to start out with. Like, you almost never hear it for the rest of the movie. Like, they play it a couple times at the end when they're trying to escape the ship. But other than that, it's just like, even the soundtrack is like dark, and you know, they do that one thing over again. That's like that creepy, weird, like, I mean, it's just creepy. That's the word that I would use for this movie. And I guess that's the reason, like, that's the part of it that I actually did enjoy. Look at my damn stepson, Tom Rigdon. No spoilers. You can watch it, man. And I'm sorry, this movie came out in 1979. AJ was like months or weeks old when this came out, so the spoiler ban is up. It's been up since like 1980. So there we go. But yeah, there's your girlfriend. Miranda says it was rough. I would like to publicly apologize for doing that to you, Miranda, but this is what we do in the interest of entertainment. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not good, but there's something so cheesy and dark about it that I kind of, I don't even know. I can't describe it as a guilty pleasure watch, but you're like, it's almost like watching a car crash. Oh,
it's super of its time, though. I think Star Wars stands out as being its own thing, kind of like on an island. Because when I think of like the visuals and the over-reliance on the soundtrack, I'm reminded of Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Oh, good. Yes.
Where it's just nothing but exterior shots. And then like as they're approaching the ship in the intro of the whole movie, I got like Alien vibes. Like the way the ships were filmed and the industrial design of them. Like I got a very like Nostromo kind of vibe to it all. And it had that like creepy thing where like they're approaching and I'm like, there's something bad on there. You don't want to do that. Right. Like you just know it right off the bat.
So we have a question, but I'm going to bring up the question, then an answer. So Dom Rigdon, my stepson, says legit question: the black hole or the Star Wars holiday special? And DQ, John Godfrey, good to see you, man. He says the black hole was created by the holiday special to suck it in. That's amazing. Yeah. All right. So if we had to watch the black hole or the Star Wars holiday special, see, Dom, this one for me is easy. I'm going black hole all day long.
Yeah.
The holiday special is just that.
It's just that putrid. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like, I hate myself and I don't want to feel better. So I'm going to watch Star Wars. This is what I'm watching. Like, that's what the holiday special is. Oh God. Yeah,
so going this isn't without its influences though. Someone at Star Wars, I think, clearly is a fan of this because I was thinking about this as I was watching it. Now, looking at the design of like Vincent, for example.
Yeah.
You've got that droid AZ whatever the hell stupid long serial number on the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
And you look at the repulsor design at the bottom of this guy, and again, great for our audio viewers, but it definitely has the repulsors of Vincent at the bottom there. Like that is absolutely black hole design.
Yeah, it is. Man, good catch on that. Wow. Damn.
So yeah, it's amazing. I was amazed. Like, a friend of show, Sean Faust, was messaging back and forth with me, and I actually apologized to him over Messenger. I was like, dude, I'm gonna rip this movie to shreds. I try not to just like abjectly crap on something. I don't think that's like very creative to just say awful things on the internet, but I'm at a loss to really like come up with something good to say about this movie.
Okay. Well, but here's the thing. Like, we're not, especially you're not clickbaiting. If you don't like it, you don't like it. There's nothing wrong with being honest about it. We're not, neither of us are sitting here like, oh, we need to get viewers. Let's just take a crap on this, 45-year-old movie. Like, no, I thought it was an interesting conversation topic. You hadn't seen it and you fucking hated it. So like, it's the reality of it, man. Like,
well, having watched through it a second time, I don't know if it's the writing, the acting, or both that makes me confused. The vibe and the behavior of the characters is so inconsistent. I don't know if they're delivering the lines badly or if the lines are badly written. Like, when they're boarding the ship to begin with, first they're caught in the gravity well, and Pizer, I think the guy's name is. I've got to look up these characters. Their names are ridiculous, even by Star Wars standards. But they were going to leave Vincent outside, and he thought that they were leaving him to his doom. And they're like, "Are you heartless monster?"
No, he says, "What are you made of?"
Yeah. The dialogue is so bad, just awful. And then when they're boarding the actual ship, Vincent is making some smart ass remark because holy crap, does that dude like to smart off? And then all of a sudden, Pizer hates him. He's like, "I can't believe I'm taking answers from a tin can," or something like that. Like,
yeah.
You were just defending him as he was going to be sucked out into space, but now you kind of wish he had.
There's a lot of that.
That was a quick turnaround.
There seems to be a lot of that in this movie. Like something will happen one way, and then 5 minutes later, it's like 180 degrees different. Like, wait, what? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Since when did he change his mind so damn fast? Like
yeah.
My stepson, having only seen the first 15 minutes, it's all of it. Everything is bad. And he says about the Star Wars Holiday Special. That's one of my favorite things about the Star Wars Holiday Special. Everyone just pretends it's not there, and everyone has a mutual hatred of it, including the actors. Well, Dom, see, actually, the Holiday Special is a good conversation starter to find out if you're talking to a true Star Wars nerd or not. Because if you say, "Oh man, the Star Wars Holiday Special," if the other person goes, "What?" then you know they're not like a super fan. But if you say, "Oh man, the Holiday Special," you'll get either "Oh God" or and that's a super Star Wars nerd, because that proves that they've watched it, and only those of us that are the most hardcore have watched it, because generally other people don't know about it, and if they do know about it, they've heard that it's a piece of shit. So, yeah, but I mean, back to your point, you're right. It does kind of flip flop. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting. And you know what? You bring up the writing. I actually didn't think it was as awful as it could have been. I mean, it's definitely campy and cheesy, but I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, okay, this isn't as, it could be worse. And, you know, I mean,
how?
Dude, look, as Star Wars fans, we sat through the Padme and Anakin love scene in episode 2. So yeah, it can get worse. So yeah, I don't want to hear it.
Well, at least we knew what the hell the intent was. It was a piss poor execution, but at least it was clear what they were trying to do. That's the problem with this one. We're not clear. It's really not clear.
Like, I mean, you know, Reinhardt was told to come back, and he didn't come back. So they're like, holy crap, this is that ship they never said come back, or they never came back when he was told.
Yeah, let's talk about this for a second, by the way. The whole movie focuses around this ship, right? Does the black hole even matter? That comes in so late as a plot point. It's really just character versus character, and there's nothing about the black hole that matters to the plot.
No, I mean, but the ship is there because he wants to go explore the black hole. Otherwise,
yeah,
it's just,
and then they don't explore the black hole until like the very end of the movie. Wouldn't that be more central to the plot if they're going to name the movie after it?
No. I'm going to disagree with you on that. I think it's fine.
The movie's not about the black hole. It's not at all about the black hole.
So what are you going to call it? Crazy Guy and the Cygnus? Like, you know, bowling ball robots? I mean, like,
yeah, might as well. Bowling ball robots, love it.
By the way, here's an awesome factoid. Speaking of bowling ball robots. So, Bob, the old dinged up, beat up robot.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you another movie character that we love, Taggart from Blazing Saddles. Okay, same guy. Slim Pickens voiced Bob.
Holy crap! How did I not pick up on that? That's incredible.
Well, I was trying to look up factoids and crap, and when I found that out, I'm like, dude, I need somebody to overdub Blazing Saddles dialogue every time Bob is saying something. Like, you know,
oh my god, that would be fantastic.
It's just like they go into the room with the robots shooting, and Bob just goes, "I hired you people to get a little track laid." Just put the Taggart dialogue over the top of that damn beat up old robot. That would be fantastic.
Oh my god,
I could think of some
that. Even that, man. When you saw Bob, did you think that was a functional robot? I thought that was a corpse.
Well, I had read the book and listened to the record, so I knew. But yeah, it definitely, you know, Maximilian just like swipes him off of that computer terminal like a piece of trash. So yeah, that was they were pretty rude to poor old Bob there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that
can that you take a pounding though? Holy crap!
I know. See, it's like, dude, like I actually found myself liking Bob. You know, like, I mean, Vincent too, but I mean, it looks cheesy as all hell. But I mean, you know, it's got the Gumby eyes and shit like that. But I mean, I thought they were cool. And
Bob's like the only non-racist of the bunch, so yeah, we like Bob.
Non-racist. Where are we getting racism from?
Well, let's see. We got Christopher Columbus. We got Mexican standoff. We got what else did Vincent say? Vincent said something else specific about the dude's full of metaphors, and like the first three were all racial. It was
a Mexican standoff was Reinhardt.
Oh, I said they're all racists.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
Yeah.
Man, you really don't like this movie. You're reaching for racism.
Standoff, there was. Yeah.
You're that guy. I don't like the movie so much. I'm going to attach bullshit to it that just to make it seem even worse.
Well, look, it's very of its time for the sensibilities. You know, like Christopher Columbus was fine back in 1979 when this movie came out. It's only since then that we've decided that he's not such a nice guy after all.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I didn't catch all that, but if you did, okay. I mean, yeah. Again, you hate the movie, so you're going to notice a lot more crap than I would. So that's not too bad.
Dude, Vincent said so many analogies, half of which like barely made any damn sense, like especially in context.
He was just like, yeah, everything was an analogy.
Like, it's just dinner, said the spider to the fly. Okay, yeah. You smart ass little fuck. We going to do this or not?
Yeah. A wolf is still a wolf, even though he hasn't eaten your sheep. I get it. God damn it. Stop it already. Enough with the damn
parable
metaphor.
From Vincent. What a surprise. Yeah.
Exactly. Were you programmed just to annoy me? No, sir, to educate you. And since he's a robot, if he was doing that, wouldn't you just smack it every time it opened its mouth to do that? Like, shut the fuck up. Speak English. I don't need this Shakespearean crap. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, and if then they bitch that like you wouldn't do that to if he was human, I'd be like, I'd slap the shit out of you if you were a human too. You're being an asshole. Stop it.
Yeah, stop with the damn metaphors. If you were my brother, I would kick the crap out of you right now. Yeah, I mean, dude, it's campy and everything, but it's like I hate to use this term, but there's something slightly charming about it because of how goofy it is, and at first, I mean, just getting out there, they're like, oh, we'll never make it back. Like, we should go check out that ship, and the captain's like, my instincts are against it. Well, but it's a cool opportunity. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Well,
I wasn't even clear on the hierarchy. Like, I don't know, like, whose job is who's on the ship. Like, two of them seem to have matching uniforms, and then the woman is in her own little jumpsuit that has nothing to do with the other two. And then there's come on,
Harry Booth, Ernest Borgnine.
Ernest Borgnine. He's just hanging out in like a sweater and some track pants or something. Like, what the hell what are their jobs on this ship? They do not seem like a group at all.
Harry Booth is the drunken uncle of the ship.
How old is everybody? Like, it's really vague. I feel like this is like 70s age where they're probably like 32. They just look ancient as hell.
Dude, Steph and I say that all the time. You look at 80s movies and these dudes look like 45. Like, hi, I'm in high school. Bullshit. Like,
right. So, like, I'm looking at the woman and I'm like, menopause? I don't know. I can't tell.
I also like how she just gets on the bridge. They're in this creepy ship with these creepy ass robots, and they've been shot at. And she gets right on the main bridge and goes, "I'm Kate McRae." I'm like, I just wanted Reinhardt to turn around real slow and go, "Nobody asked."
Yeah.
So much
how would anyone ever trust that guy? I mean, I know it's supposedly a kid's movie,
right,
but nothing about that dude. Like, good God.
It's cheesy. It's so good. Like when they're about to go into the black hole and he's like, all right, turn the thrusters on. Remember, he's sitting at the computer. He's sitting at his little terminal there in his captain's chair going, R squared plus B squared. I'm like, what is this? Like, so basically to like, combat like, the biggest gravitational force in the universe, you just use like eighth grade algebra. That's all it took all this time. like he's like the guy's over there like A squared plus B squared equals C squared. I've done it. I figured it out. The face of God is mine.
well, that's why the ship is so damn big, because to have a slide rule that can compute something that complex.
It's like going through a hole in the wall into another room.
Like, hold on, I'll be back.
Right? There's like a whole doorway and everything. I did not think this through, Maximilian.
That's actually what that whole like rocket chair thing was for. Is you're just it's actually not a monorail track. It's the slide rule.
It's the slide rule.
I mean, that right off the bat. How are you not instantly on edge when you board the ship? It's quiet as a tomb, and then they strap you into this metal chair that just rockets you off through a tube in the blackness of space. Like, how do you not think you're going to die instantly?
Like I said, dude, the whole thing didn't make sense. Like the freaking, like the ship is like enormous, but it's like scarier than all holy hell. It's like going down in your grandparents' basement. You know what I mean? Like that ship was just goddamn terrifying. And then you got those stupid ass robots. And by the way, Mike Delacardi makes a good point. He says it was nominated for 2 Academy Awards, Best Cinematography and Best Visual Effects. All right. Okay. I could see that. But yeah, those stupid ass robots, like they move like so goddamn slow, and they shoot worse than stormtroopers.
Dude, yeah. Wait, how is that, by the way? They're deliberately purpose built to be soldiers, which also, why do you need them? You're out at the edge of a black hole.
Yep.
And they're getting outshot by Vincent and Bob.
Yeah.
You had one job.
Well, it's like at the end where he's like, the time has come to liquidate our guests. And they're in that room where the slide rule is. And the robots just line up like a goddamn shooting gallery on that stupid bridge. Like, what the hell is that?
Those blasters were very vague in their power too, right? Like,
well, yeah.
Sometimes instant kill. Sometimes it's like, well, give me 2 or 3 and ow.
Well, and did you notice like when they get pinned down in the hallway, the robots they had killed before, the lasers are going all the way through them, like traveling through it across. But then all of a sudden, Pizer comes in on the other side, and they're magically not going all the way through. Wouldn't that have been? That would have been a great death. Like Charlie Pizer comes in and goes, woohoo! And the captain says, way to go, Charlie! And shoots the robot, and it goes right into Charlie's like, yee, sorry. so then Pizer's dead. So that would have been cool. You know. Do
like Indiana Jones style deaths, just line them up and 1 bullet, 3 people.
Exactly. The German Ruger. See, there's so many things I picture during this whole thing. Like, when they go in like the vegetable garden and they're fighting it out, like I'm picturing them hunkered down, but then like in Saving Private Ryan, this finds an apple and bites it and then turns around and keeps shooting. Like, like I'm picturing all these other stupid movies you could put in there. Like, so, but yeah, I mean, those robots were, oh my God. And okay, good. Yes. Miranda, you are so right. I wanted to bring this up too. Miranda says her telepathy ability was pointless. Yeah, so she's got telepathy with a robot, but not other people.
Yeah.
What is that?
It just came out of nowhere, too, right at the beginning of the movie. Like, oh, we can't reach Vincent. He's outside the ship. What's going on? Hey, psychic lady, can you talk to him? Like, what?
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Now we've got the Defender coming in.
All right, Sean Faust, great to see you, brother. He says, in the original script, it was an implant. It's in the book. Okay, see, I always thought it'd be funny if it was like she had like an earpiece that you couldn't see, and she's like, "I'll use my telepathy," and then all of a sudden, like the little thing falls out, and she's like scrambling to pick it, put it back in. Like, what was that?
Right, like I've got this earbud here, and it's touch sensitive, so
yeah,
it's like I can hit Google Assistant, she can talk to Vincent.
She's like trying to hide it. It's like, I have ESP. Like, no, bitch, you got an AirPod. Like, you're not fooling anybody. That would have been so good. See, this movie's getting more and more entertaining as it goes, AJ. You can watch this stuff now and see it through the lens of comedy.
I will say this. It definitely took a second viewing because I was so aghast at the first viewing that I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. Jeff Caffrey. She had ESPN. Sean Faust, another good factoid, said they originally wanted Sigourney Weaver for Kate. That is true.
God.
That is true.
Can you imagine if those actresses swapped roles? Can you imagine if Ripley was this chick? Sorry, this woman. That's not good to say online. That was a slip.
The views of the Nerf Herder Council don't necessarily reflect those of the Virtual Cantina Network. Sean, 3 straight no's, 4 no's. I don't know. I thought that the actress who played Kate McRae did okay. I mean, I don't know how she would do playing Ripley, but I mean, that's hindsight though. Like we know that like Sigourney Weaver as Ripley was iconic. It was great. Would it have been different with somebody else? I mean, we don't know. Mike Delicard. Sigourney knew better. Yeah.
Maybe this actress is more talented than we give her credit for. Maybe if you give her the line, "Get away from her, you bitch," she could actually pull it off.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. The telepathy thing was just like, oh my God, boy, is that lazy writing. Especially again, when you think back and all they had to do is have like a little microphone thing in their ears, they could all do it. Like, okay, I can talk to Vincent now. Let's not.
Also, it didn't really come up. Like it was a handy use, like one-time thing, and like shouldn't she have been able to tell, like right off the bat, one, that those Squid Game looking people were actually the crew, just zombified?
No, she has telepathy only with Vincent. It doesn't work with people. Right.
Yeah. I was talking with Sean about this offline, actually. I was so confused by the behavior of like Maximilian that I actually asked him, I was like, was the robot in charge the whole time and the doctor was kind of his puppet, just not realizing it? Like the robot let the doctor pretend he was in charge?
Jeff Caffrey, metal telepathy. Nice. Actually, I mean, you could look at it that way.
Because it seems like, he could have turned on the guy at any time. He's like, meh, I'll let you think you're running the show. That's fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess you could see it that way. I mean, and then you got the whole thing at the end where, Reinhardt ends up in Maximilian's body once they're in the black hole or whatever. Like, and by the way, that's another little factoid. They didn't have the ending written when they were filming it. They basically completely made it up on the fly. So that's why there's like a different ending in like the ending in the record and book that I listened to was like, let's make a new world or something. The captain says it or whatever. It's not just them going through that goofy acid trip shit.
It was the tunnel from Willy Wonka.
It really was. It really was, man.
Or the wormhole from Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Take your pick.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Trippy tunnels were a thing of the 70s, I guess. I guess we outgrew those. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the movie was not great up until then, but that ending is that is horrible. That is just a dumb, and they do the whole Dante's Inferno thing with Maximilian, with Reinhardt inside of him, like standing on top of that mountain with the flames and the people on the bridge. And oh man, look at these druggies in the chat. Sean Faust, what's wrong with that goofy acid trip shit? Jeff Caffrey, goofy acid trips are the best kind of acid trips. Sean, he says, no way. This was way faster and more interesting than the wormhole in Star Trek, the motionless picture. Excellent terminology. Yeah, dude. And speaking of these robots, by the way, what is with this shooting gallery thing? And then you've got like the star who used to be like the number one before he created Maximilian, and he gets all pissed off if he loses or something. Like what the heck is that? Mike Delicard is probably not wrong. He says, best to watch The Black Hole while under the influence. I did watch it drunk, and I have to admit, I was like, this is as bad as I remember.
Hey, man, issue 2 passed in Ohio. We can really get into the spirit of things now.
Feel free. I can't be doing that crap. But yeah, that dumb shooting gallery thing is like, what the hell? And then, Star blows up or whatever, and of course, Vincent is spewing his damn platitudes again. Like, it's what the hell?
Yeah, this whole the whole movie is, like I said, it's just confusing. It's wildly inconsistent. It feels like it was kind of slapped together from about 14 different ideas.
Yeah, it was in development for a while, so that would not surprise me. I mean, the story, I guess, is pretty simple. It's like this guy wanted to go into the black hole. I mean, it comes together at the end. Like, he wanted to go into the black hole. They said, no, get your ass back here. And he said, F you. The crew revolted. He turned them all into zombies and just stayed out there. So
it took him a really long time to come around to the idea that the doctor was evil, though. Like, it was within the first 20 minutes when he's giving him a tour of the ship, and he talks about how people just need to get along with the idea that they're all failures and he's the greatest human that ever lived. He actually says that.
Yep. Like, I think the line is, they need to realize their failures and accept my successes, or honor my successes. Or something.
Yeah. Like, isn't that right there enough for you to just like walk off, be like, all right, we're going to fix our ship and leave, bro. It's cool. You're clearly a megalomaniac. You can hang out here with your robots.
Oh, and then with the one dude like Durant was like hanging on his nuts the whole time. Like, so that guy was like a sycophant, and it was like, geez, Louise, man. Like, okay. And
he was like a minion in real life.
He basically was. He really was, man. Look at Sean Faust says, did we watch the same movie? Oh,
I don't think anybody did, Sean. That's my point. From scene to scene, it's wildly different.
Yep. I wish we would have seen, like, it was shocking seeing like the mask off of, the crew member once.
Mm-hmm.
I just think, would have been cool to see it a little bit more.
Sorry, buddy. Kel McLeish just joined the show, so we're gonna have to start over, everybody. Do you want to do the intro video again, or?
Yeah. Yes, Kale. We talked about Bad Batch, and we talked about our trivia win. Real quick, by the way, I got to send a huge shout out to Kale. So my band, that's off topic, but real quick, my band played a benefit for the Defane. God damn it! I did that on stage. 4 times. Defiance Humane Society. I kept saying Defane. Like, what are you doing? Anyways, the Defiance.
Deveron?
Yeah, Deveron. What? Wrecked him. Damn near killed him. We played a benefit for the Defiance Humane Society on Saturday night, and I always pass a hat around, and I raise extra cash donations for the shelter. All the proceeds already go to the shelter, but I'm sure AJ and I have talked. We're huge animal people, and we volunteer and donate money and stuff like that for local shelters. And I posted about it on Facebook, and Kale actually PayPal'd me some money to start the donations off. So I thought that was really, really cool of him. So major shout out to Kale for that. That was awesome.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
It was definitely cool. And we raised almost $1,200 in cash. I literally like filled a bucket about yay big. That's bad, but anyway, about as tall as my head, and I have a big head, and it was about 3/4 of the way full of cash. It was pretty sweet. So, anyway, yeah, like the movie is all over the place, and the whole Reinhardt thing, like he's part of what makes the movie cool, because he's so over the top, and it's
and Harry.
So yeah, right. It's, dude, like you said, like when you first meet that guy, how are you not like, I'm getting the fuck out of here? I mean, he was just like, whew, call him off. On my ship, you ask. Like, oh boy. Whew.
By the way, you know that dude had a sex robot, right? I mean, if he's out there for 20 years and he's building robots anyway, he's having sex with one of them. He's got to.
Well,
and it ain't Maximilian, not the way he built that thing.
No. Yeah, I'm going to keep my opinion to myself on that because I was about to say something really gross.
Sorry, we need an after-hours show.
I know that was
up on the main.
Yeah, that was. I don't know, man. Like Reinhardt was awesome, but it was definitely a little obvious that he was just so over the top. And I guess he had to be. I mean, you can't make him kind of like, you know, oh, is this guy a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Like, it's, how would that be interesting? It's more interesting when you're like, there's no way this guy isn't a bad guy, and you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop, you know? So, like,
well, yeah. At this, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say Mike Delicard. See, Mike said it, not me. Mike said he's having sex with all of them. I mean, he did zombify the crew, so technically, like, they're not gonna know. Like, he could just run around sodomizing as many of them as he wants to. It doesn't matter. Like, they won't do anything. Like, wait a minute. That's why the one had a limp. Sorry, I know that's so off color, guys. I'm sorry, but that's see the evil shit that goes through your mind watching this movie, man. It's right? Like, oh my god.
Maybe it's not so bad. I mean, you notice when they were rifling through the crew quarters, you know, all the old uniforms were there. So there's a lot of empty sleeve jackets.
Funny you say that. I just watched basketball last night. Like, goes home, fucks, leave his favorite jacket. Like, what? Huh? Oh my god.
Oh, right, underrated movie. Okay.
Yes. Cale McLeish says he zombified the crew. Does it make it necrophilia? No, technically he lobotomized them, so they're still alive.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think we can call it necrophilia. Jesus, what is wrong with us? What is wrong with our show,
I'm
man?
purposely keeping my comments to myself because, I'd like to come back for another show.
Oh my god. Jeff and Mike and Spencer are all like, what the hell did we do? What are we doing?
Right.
Oh my god!
All right, I will say something good about the because we've been taking turns just shitting all over this movie. Okay. I will say, because we commented about winning awards or nominated for awards for like visual effects and stuff.
Yeah.
The space stuff not quite so convincing, but I was very impressed with the zero G stuff in the ship to begin with. The wire work and everything was actually really well done. There were still a couple of scenes where I'm like, I'm looking for wires and I can't find them. I'm like, boy, they did a hell of a job on that.
Yeah.
Like it was strange, wasn't it? Like everything else about that intro scene was off and weird and bad, but then they like nail the zero G effects. I'm like, what? Okay, that's way too good of an effect for this scene.
Yeah.
Get that out of this movie. It's too good.
Yeah. I thought, I mean, as cheesy as the effects are, the one thing I thought they did really well was they got a sense of scale across really well. Like, it felt like the ship was enormous. You know, it wasn't like, you know, they're trying to make it look enormous, but then you can tell they're in a little sound stage, like little PP sound stage. You know, it's like, nah, man, it looked like they were in this gigantic ass ship. You know, they had to take, you know, the little air car over the slide rule, you know, to get everywhere. And, you know, they had the Indiana Jones boulder, you know, the asteroid coming through there, which, by the way, I thought was really handy that the meteorite happened to be perfectly round and be just the size of that whole entire chamber. So, yeah, Sean Hines, man, he's right. Good to see you, brother. He says Norman Bates' death by Maximilian was horrifying to see as a kid. See, and I picture that with like chunks of shit flying everywhere and blood, and just let's have that. Let's have the black hole special edition, and let's just have his death just be like absolutely like horrifically gory.
Yeah, where's my unrated edition? Let's get that going.
Exactly. That would be great. And while we're at it, when they pull the metal face off of the crew member, like let's have like the blooper reel and have the guy, instead of that like creepy like zombie face, just have it like a face going like like awesome visual for our audio viewers.
Right. Have it just be one of the assholes from Spaceballs.
That would be even better. He's my cousin. He pulls the thing off, and the guy's doing that, and he turns around slowly and goes, I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes. Like, let's do the line and everything. It's Sean Faust up yours, dude. He says John's old face. Oh, my gosh. Oh man. Okay, so where were we? After I got us derailed talking about assholes.
Well, we were trying to say nice things about the movie.
Yes. No, but yeah, so I thought, they got the sense of scale across. And again, and as much as like there's really nothing happy about this movie, I do think that it is kind of cool that it is dark and creepy and brooding, and it creates a vibe and keeps you there. So at least there's that. I thought that was interesting. And and maybe I'm a little biased because it did creep me out as a kid, so I've kind of got that nostalgia for it in that respect. But I still think like like I said, and we said earlier that piece of music, they just go back to do 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 do, like they do it over and over again, and it's like that slippery kind of weird vibe to it. And the Cygnus is not a cool
creepy,
looking,
but it also drove me crazy. It didn't go anywhere.
It's stuck in my head. It's just always stuck in my head. And dude, it's like the Cygnus is not a cool looking spaceship. Like you said, you nailed it perfectly, because I was thinking the same thing. It's very much like a Nostromo alien type of vibe, and that movie like chilled my piss when I was a little kid. So, oh my gosh, man, oh man, look
yeah, I'm not down with the Cygnus.
Maximilian. Kale says, Sean, I didn't watch the film. What's the creepy looking thing under AJ? That is Vincent the robot, who's one of the good guys.
Mm-hmm.
Kale,
he's one of the... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What does it do? It makes snotty remarks at people.
Yes. Sean nailed it. It spouts a lot of bullshit. Yeah. A lot of poetry and platitudes. Kale. Nice. Yeah, Kale, this is totally worth a watch just for like the cheese factor. But like I was saying, like the vibe really is creepy. And
all right, so now we're into black hole theory. What was Maximilian built for? With hands like that, what is he supposed to do? Besides murder people.
Yeah. I guess it's like Jeff Caffrey says that thing down there.
Nails it.
It's a floating air fryer. Amen to that, man. Yeah, see, another good question, man. Sean Hines. I still want to know how the hell Reinhardt's hair got so long floating in the black hole, and how did he manage to cut his own limbs off and then encase himself in Maximilian? Well, as long as we're going there, since AJ was going with actual science, how about the fact that Vincent had drilled a hole in Maximilian, but all of a sudden when Maximilian's floating out there in the dead of space, all of a sudden the hole is gone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so there's that too, but
that's what happens when you make up the ending on the fly.
Yeah, exactly. Kale McLeish, it looks like the red M&M in a spacesuit, not gonna lie.
True, it does. Oh my God.
See, this is an awesome episode. All you had to do is watch this, again, craptastic movie a couple times to this is awesome. All right, so you were saying actual black hole theory. So
yeah, like what the hell was Maximilian built for? Like with a body like that, what is his primary function? To murder the shit out of things.
Well, that's what I think he was there for. Intimidation. He was like the enforcer, and Sean Faust. Love you guys. I have to get back to Orion. Love you too. Orion's only like a 6.5, 7 minute long song, dude. You got plenty of time. Get it? Boom. Yeah, I think it was like the intimidation factor. That was like his, keep your ass in line or I'm going to, send Maximilian after you. And he can float. So instead of those dumb dickhead other droids that, absolutely are slower than molasses and can't, they couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat in terms of shooting, like Maximilian's just going to grind you up with blades. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's got NutriBullets for hands. It's really weird.
He's there to make smoothies. That's what he's there for. That's what they don't show on the camera.
Nutritionist. Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's like, yeah, he's a murder bot now, but if you had avocado, instant guac.
That's what was in the garden. That's what all the leafy shit was. It was kale and spinach and all that crap. So he could make like smoothies with greens and stuff. Oh my god. Yeah, that was a little odd, but again, I mean, I think they kind of had to have that to add to how ominous it was, and you've got like the creepy druid crew with the metal faces and stuff, and like it's just dark. I mean, I think that's the redeeming quality of it. I mean, think about it. If they tried to make it like cute and happy, like it would be an abject failure. I mean, how do you
think they were actually trying to launch a franchise with this?
I don't think so. I mean, from what I read, there was talk of a second one, but everyone's like, why? Like, what would the point of that be? So, and I mean, where would you go with it, especially after that ending? We're in the black hole now. What are you going to do? Just have it be like friggin' Fantasia? And like, oh, here's what happened. Now it's on the other side of the black hole. So
it'd be like a Lost in Space kind of thing where the villain's stuck with the heroes,
Right. Yeah. I mean, I guess so. Yeah. I just don't think that it lends itself to that. I mean, the only thing I could think of was like, hey, we got to get the hell out of the black hole. So it's like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But that, again, that just like gets into the realm of such incredible amounts of cheese, that I just don't think it would be worth a damn. So I'm kind of glad they didn't. It's.
I wonder what kind of a flop this was. I got to look up some box office numbers here.
It wasn't great. It definitely wasn't great. It's Mike Delicard set it up in the chat earlier. He said, it's a cult classic. Like it's one of those movies that like people now. It's like, again, people like me, like the nostalgia of it is what kind of makes it entertaining, and it's campy and cheesy and stuff. But it's just at the time it was not well received. I mean, it got some good reviews, some bad reviews. It was just kind of Kale wants to know, what year did this movie release? It was either 1979 or I want to say 1979. But
December 21st, 1979, it premiered.
Yep. Okay.
Apparently, this is the thing that I don't believe. This has got to be a misprint. It says it was in release for 749 days. 107 weeks. This thing was in theaters for 2 years. I don't believe that.
That can't be.
No, I do not believe
no way.
That. No way.
That can't possibly
It made
be.
$35.8 million, and I don't know what the budget was. But
wow. Even that seems kind of high.
$20 million. This had the same budget as Empire Strikes Back.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, that don't put it into perspective, right?
Whew. Man, oh man. So that's amazing. This had the same budget as Empire. Holy crap. That is talk about, some people know what they're doing and some don't. Good Lord.
And they only came out 6 months apart, so it's definitely of its time.
That is unbelievable. Wow. Sean Hines said it is possible that it was in theaters for 107 weeks. This was back when they only released 10 movies a year. There were more than 10, dude. You couldn't just release 10. There's no way. Wow. That is 107 weeks. I just wonder, like, can you imagine going and seeing this in the theater if you're a Star Wars fan? You're like, oh, I'm going to go check out this, this thing that's supposed to be like competition for Star Wars. But then that raises a question. If Star Wars didn't exist, sorry, Sean was being sarcastic. I'm sorry, Sean. That was my bad. I'm an idiot. Now Kale's counting the movies. He goes, well, Moonraker came out that year, so that's 2. Mike Delicard says he saw it in theaters and it was pretty popular. Was it? See, I saw all kinds of conflicting things, like when I was looking up like stories about it, Mike. Like it was kind of all over the map. I just wonder, like, what would the reaction have been if Star Wars didn't exist? Like, would it have been received better because people weren't comparing it to A New Hope? I would have to assume so, wouldn't you?
Boy, it's really tough because I don't think this movie would exist without Star Wars. So to say, how would it have fared if Star Wars didn't exist? I think it wouldn't either.
Chicken or the egg, yeah. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, would this have ever?
See, what I'm interested in is, Sean keeps mentioning here about the book and the comic, and I wonder, like, are those alternate versions of the story better?
Well, he said that Durant's death was way better in the movie when he got ground up by the NutriBullet hands of Maximilian, because in the book Reinhardt just shoots him. So, that's better. Yeah, he says some moments. Okay. So, yeah, I just came back for a moment. Yes, he said some moments are better or whatever. Yeah. I honestly, I didn't know it was a book or a comic first. I thought this was like an original screenplay type of an idea. I didn't know that it was a book about it or something. And if it was a book first, how the hell did they get the damn ending so wrong? Maybe it was just an open-ended ending or something, kind of like how they changed The Mist, where the book ending is like him just kind of like in a hotel, just like or the lobby of Howard Johnson's or whatever, and like be like, yeah, we're gonna keep going, and kind of you wonder what happens. Whereas in the end, they get rescued right after he shoots everybody in the car, including his own kid. So
it was a Game of Thrones situation. They actually wrote the movie beyond the book, so they had to make it up as they went.
Right. All right. So Sean says it is the book and comic were adaptations. Okay. So that clarifies that. Yeah, the whole thing about the ending is just fascinating to me. Like the fact that they didn't have an ending, so they had to just tack something on. What do you think would have been better? I mean, that ending is god awful. Let's be honest. That movie just completely goes off the damn rails. I
would have left it completely open ended. I wouldn't have shown what happened to them on the other side.
Would you?
It's anticlimactic, but if you don't have a good idea, don't have one at all.
Oh,
this is the movie equivalent of keeping your mouth shut to be thought a fool rather than opening your mouth and removing all doubt.
Yeah. So, by the way, Sean Faust is selling a sealed Maximilian action figure in original, never opened. He's asking $300 for it. He's actually helping to rehabilitate a sick cat right now because he is an angel on earth, and the money is going to help pay for the cat's meds. So yeah, if you want to hit Sean up for that, let us know, and I can get you in touch with him. So, yeah, I mean, so do you think it would have been better just to have like them escape on the probe ship and like actually get away, like kind of like get the hell out of Dodge, and then Cygnus goes in there and whatever, or
see, it goes back to my comparison about the Alien franchise. Last survivor of the Nostromo. It could be something like that, where like they don't make it back to Earth. They might escape the black hole, but now they're kind of adrift in space, and then what happens to them?
Yeah. But I mean that's kind of an open-ended thing. They have to get back. So I mean, you could just assume, okay, well, they're either going to make it or they're not. But at least they got away from the Cygnus and the black hole, whatever. Like, I don't know how the hell they'd get away from the black hole, but the probe ships did come back from it. So I guess the probe ships are powerful enough to get the hell out of there. So at least that's good.
Yeah, that part wasn't really clear either. I was trying to understand their whole explanation of like the gravity around a black hole is like impenetrable. We can't do anything about it. And then they can. And I'm a Star Trek fan. I'm good with Treknobabble. Whatever they explained away about how they could actually escape the gravity pull of a black hole, I don't get it. I don't get how they didn't just get sucked right past the Cygnus and into the hole within the first 10 minutes.
It wasn't in the script. Do the somehow explanation again. Do the somehow explanation again. Like,
I can get a copy of the comic book for $15.
No shit. Wow,
that might actually be worth it. Wait, part 1 of the movie. Oh, it's multiple issues.
Oh well, yeah, I got to do that.
God,
so
this does seem like one of those franchises that we picked up for a comic book, though. I don't know why, but it just seems like rife for it.
Yes.
Someone would pick up that franchise and do something with it.
Well, on that note, let's get our final thoughts in on the black hole here. So, it's hard to say that I enjoy this movie. I like it for the cheese and creepiness factor, but it's just not great. But it's at least entertaining because of the cheesiness and, like I say, the dark, creepy vibe, and it's just a downer. I mean, it's like the anti-Star Wars, like, so it's, man. So would I recommend it to somebody who hasn't seen it? Yeah, but more for the, it's like I said earlier, it's like watching a car crash type of vibe, more so than, hey, this is a great movie. So, yeah, it's a weird can't look away type of enjoyment, but it's not okay. This is a great movie. I have to watch it thing, if that makes any sense.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'll kind of go with that. For me, it's a bad movie, and not we're joking about all this stuff, and that sounds not insightful, but I mean like as a film, it is done poorly. Like the soundtrack beats don't line up with the action at times, so you're not sure what emotional context you're supposed to pull from the scene. The lines are delivered in a way that don't seem consistent with what the script says, so that's not really clear, and the characters' motivations tend to wash back and forth. Like we were talking about the action scenes, it doesn't really track as far as like when a laser is going to go right on through something, or when it's just going to like wing them and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
The characters are dumb as hell. Like I know they're archetypes and they're supposed to be stilted performances, but good God, they're stupid. They are just utterly stupid. And then the ending makes no sense whatsoever. So like all the things that it's not just bad. It's like, it's hard to follow. The movie is vague and confusing because it's executed poorly. So I get the cult status, and it is weird. Like you said, it's fun to watch a train wreck if you know you're watching a train wreck.
Yeah.
But there was a concerted effort to make something good here. someone thought very highly of their work. And as I said at the beginning, they should not have. Right. I don't know what this director did afterwards, but probably not much.
That's harsh. Dude, you suck so bad. No more jobs for you. Look at Sean Faust is about to get his ass banned from the chat. AJ, we're talking about the Black Hole or Revenge of the Sith? And they said, oh, you're definitely talking Revenge of the Sith. We do not tolerate any dissing of Revenge of the Sith. Comical, sarcastic, or not, Sean. You know the rule on the show. He says, all kidding aside, I love Revenge of the Sith and the Black Hole. So, yeah, I mean, I can't blame you for that, AJ. I think in a vacuum, people would say that this is not a very well done movie. But again, it's got just some really campy stuff that kind of take it to the point of, okay, I can watch this and enjoy it for some weird reasons. So, all right, now Sean's taking it. Says, now I'm out. Love you, dudes. Love you, Kale. Love you too, brother. Thanks for checking in, man. Hope Orion's doing good, bro.
Yeah, love you, man.
Yeah, see, Sean uses the term that I tried to use earlier, and I don't know if it was accurate for me. He says, I was too young to know better. Sean Hines. I was too young to know better, so I loved it as a kid, developed an unhealthy fascination with black holes, and now it's a guilty pleasure film. And Mike Delicard says, Sean Hines, agreed. Yeah, I mean, guilty pleasure is like, again, I think the car crash analogy, like the rubbernecking a car crash, is more accurate to me. So that's what I would say. So, well, that was fun. And now you don't have to watch the Black Hole again. You could say you've seen it, so you're off the hook. But one thing you should watch, because
no, unfortunately, I do have to watch it one more time, because now that certain things have been explained to me, now I've got to rewatch it to see if it makes sense that way.
Thank you, Sean. You're going to come back in a couple months and be like, okay, I hate to admit this, but I love the Black Hole. Like, what the hell? So, yeah, so okay, so you want to watch it again one more time, but one thing you should rewatch, because it's a topic that I would like to touch on our next episode, at least, do a film review. By the time we are on air again, we will hopefully I will definitely have seen, because my wife will kill me if we don't see it basically opening night, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. So
yes,
I kind of want to talk a little Ghostbusters on the next episode. That's the Jeff Caffrey best black hole movie ever. Nice. But yeah, I figured, man, we could dig into some Ghostbusters. I think that is an underrated franchise. The original and part 2, I think were awesome. What's the most recent one? Afterlife, is that what
Afterlife?
It's called? Mm-hmm. Afterlife is amazing. Not gonna lie, I hated the other one.
2016. Was it called Answer the Call? I think it was.
Yeah, that was.
Or just called Ghostbusters. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, I hated that one, unfortunately. But I think it's a very underrated franchise. I mean, it's super popular, and yet people don't really talk about it as much as some other things. So I thought it might be kind of fun to do some Ghostbuster stuff. At the very least, talk about the new movie. Kind of dig into that, because I know you really want to see it, and you're a Ghostbusters fan. So we'll do that. We'll at least give our thoughts on Frozen Empire.
I hated this movie, and we need a comeback episode, and Bustin makes me feel good.
That's beautiful. Nice.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, I am going to say, I have trepidation about this movie. Okay, because it's coming out at a weird time of year. You would think a Ghostbusters movie would be like one of those summer blockbuster things, and I feel like it was kind of sprung on us a little bit. So I'm like, okay, is this like shitty? And they're trying to bury it a little bit. So I hope that's not the case.
This is usually the time of year where studios just dump out movies to get them just rid of.
Yeah.
But there's not a whole lot coming out this year, so maybe that's just it.
At least we get to see.
I was surprised it was coming out this soon, but like Dune Part 2 even came out and just kind of snuck up on us. It's been long enough since the first Dune. I have to rewatch that one before I can go and watch the second part.
Look at Sean Hines. Ghostbusters, Dickless's Revenge. Yes, it's true. This man has no dick. That's awesome. Oh, my God. So I figure we'll talk some Ghostbusters. You and I will have seen the movie. So I think that'd be fun. Great show tonight, man. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Jeff Caffrey, Mike Delicard, Sean Hines, Sean Faust, Kale McLeish, Miranda, obviously. It was good to see Mimar again. Appreciate that. Skip Rickles was in there too for a minute. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. We're going to be right back here in 2 weeks on Wednesday, March 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But before we jump out of here, we do have to show a little bit. So why don't you take it away, AJ? We have something special for sale in the Nerf Herder Council, shop.nerfherdercouncil.com. Get it while it's hot before it gets taken down again.
That's right. We have our Nerf Herder Council Family Roster t-shirt back up and on our shop for a limited time only, basically as long as Disney's lawyers don't find it. So you too can proudly wear your t-shirt with Chewy, Mala, and Itchy, and Lumpy, and Rashy, and Discharge, and Crappy for the low price of $16 right now, plus $7 shipping. You could pick your color. You can pick your various garments. So if you like a softer t-shirt or a v-neck or a baseball-style tee or a hoodie, you can get all that stuff. But yeah, we all know Chewy fucks. We tracked down his whole family, so get the whole roster.
I just love that. Chewy, Mala, Itchy, Lumpy, Rashy, Discharge, and Crappy. Crappy the Wookiee. Holy shit, man. Kale wants to know, can I get it on the tank top? I believe you can. I believe
that is true. Let's see. I'm sharing the tab anyways. Let's see. Do we have... No, we got V-neck. Really tall. I do not see tank tops being offered anymore, unfortunately.
Just cut the sleeves off, Kale.
T-shirt, though. Yeah. You can get a dry fit, though, so you can sweat all through it.
Oh, my God. That show, I swear, man, that is one of the times I could not control my laughter. Holy crap, man. That was too damn funny. Rashy, Discharge, and Crappy. I swear to God, we are the stupidest ass show. Oh my God. I think people would be shocked if we brought up something intelligent. What the hell did I just tune into?
Wrong show, sorry.
Yeah, oh my Lord. So go get our Chewbacca's family t-shirt while you can. It's definitely a family-friendly shirt. You can wear that to bar mitzvahs and birthday parties and of course Star Wars Celebration. I'm totally wearing that at Celebration. I want to see how many people. I want to see how many people just start laughing. Not even knowing, Sean, Crappy walks around with dried up Klingons on his fur. I believe we did touch on Wookiee Dingleberries. I think we did touch on that. So, knowing us, we probably did. That sounds like something we would discuss on our show. Oh my gosh. So, all right, man. So, go get your own Chewbacca's family t-shirt at shop.nerfherdercouncil.com. We have a bunch of designs there, actually, and you can get customizable swag. If you want to get some Virtual Cantina Network swag, you can go to their TeePublic page. It's teepublic.com/user/virtual-cantina. We, of course, are brought to you by Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/NHC for your 30-day trial and a free audiobook download. As usual, guys, we're here every other Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So our next show will be on Wednesday, March 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. AJ, anything more to add before we jump out of here?
Yes, I do have some good news for Kale. Check this out.
Okay.
The interface is a little stupid, but you can get your NHC Family Roster tank top No problem. $13. It's even cheaper than a t-shirt. There you go.
It's a total winner, man. Take it easy, Mike.
It's
good to see you,
fantastic. The only other thing I would like to say is that all the technical issues have been resolved, so our website is fully up and running. You should be getting all of our audio podcast episodes on time, on Sundays, after our Wednesday shows. And, of course, we do have our Patreon at patreon.com/NHC podcast. That way you will get your audio 2 days early on Friday instead. And you can go to our Patreon page and check out all of our updates there. All the great news updates, like when I got that t-shirt back up on our shop, was posted first on Patreon. So even if you don't pay us any money, that's where most of our news is going to be. So you can subscribe to our news feed on there and get notifications every time episodes go live or any other show info comes out. And we do actually have 2 Patreon tiers and plenty more content ideas in the pipeline for this summer to get some more stuff going on. So you can pitch us $1, pitch us $3, whatever you feel like doing, and we will be happy to give you guys a shout out.
Yep.
Anything else, JT, before we sign off tonight?
No, I think we are good, man. So, like I said, guys, we'll be back here on Wednesday, March 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be giving our review of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and we'll see where we go from there. But again, guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Nerf Herder Council. Don't forget, if you are logged into our YouTube page or that of the Virtual Cantina Network, please make sure you are subscribed and you have hit that notification bell. There is a ton of great programming on the Virtual Cantina Network, of course. And, we got one more thing. What is this? I see you trying to bring something up. Yep. There's the Nerf Herder Council tank top in real life. Look at that.
We are international now. That is just outside of Cancun, Mexico. So there we go.
Man, we get around.
Get around.
That's a good looking shirt. That's the Andor
logo.
The Andor logo shirt. Red logo on a gray tank top. Again, beautiful for our audio viewers. So yeah. All right, so pick that up. So until next time, I am your host, JT, at Dog Pound Jedi. He is AJ.
At Drake Adams, 579.
And guys, we'll see you next time.
Bucket of bolts is never gonna get us past that blockade.
This bucket's got a few surprises left in her. Plus, me and Chewie are on it. Ain't that right, Chewie?
Hell yeah, you my Nerf herder.
You my Nerf herder.